Furina, or the Lady Furina, one of the most amazing support characters Genshin Impact has ever seen, is about to get her first rerun in the version 4.8 of Genshin Impact. And in this video, we will be talking about her best build guide, her best team compositions, her best artifacts, and everything about her that you might need to build a perfect Furina character for your team. So hi everyone, I am Akshay and welcome to my channel Gacha Gaming. So starting before her kit, let's talk about a few things about Furina. Like mostly Fontanian characters, her mechanism is based around the HP change system, her elemental skill and her elemental burst skills with HP. She provides buff to the entire team based on the HP changes that happen to the entire team. Starting off with the kit, initially comes her elemental skill. Her elemental skill is the main source of damage and heal and buff that she provides to the entire team. Her elemental skill has two versions or modes that are Pneuma and Oisa, and you can switch between those two modes using simple charged attacks. In her first elemental form, that is Oisa, or her default state, she summons 3 sea creatures made up of Hydro that constantly deal damage to your nearby opponents. The 3 summons are a crab, a seahorse, and a gentle creature with a hat. The crabs deal high damage but has a slow attack speed. The seahorse has high attack speed but has a low damage, whereas the man with a gentle cap is an average in both speed and damage. These summons also drain entire team's HP and gain buffs up to 40% from this mechanism. They stop draining HP when team's HP gets lower or near about 50%. In her other form, that is the Pneuma form, Furina summons an object that heals the active character. The only application this Pneuma form has is that it heals only the active character. It does not provide any buff, any energy recharge or anything of other sorts. It just provides and heal to the active party member. And if you change your playstyle from one to the other, the present summons from that elemental skill form will get removed and will be replaced by the summons from the new party style. Her elemental skill has an uptime of 30 seconds with a countdown of or a cooldown of 20 seconds, meaning that you get a 100% uptime on her elemental skill. Nextly comes her elemental burst. Her elemental burst has a cost of 60 energy and has a duration of 18 seconds with a cooldown of 15 seconds, meaning you also get a 100% uptime on her elemental burst if you are able to procure the required energy recharge in the given time. As per for her effect, her elemental burst provides a party-wide damage and healing bonus, and it works on a special mechanism called as fanfare. Fanfare are what? She gains 1 fanfare point whenever any character in a team loses or gains 1% of HP, and it counts the entire team. So, meaning that if her elemental skill takes away 40% of the entire team's HP, so she gains, that is 40 into 4, that is 160 fanfare points. So fanfare points are the points which actually provides the buff to the party members that she accumulates. But if you use her elemental burst while the last one is already active, it will reset the accumulated fan points to 0, meaning that you will also lose all the buff that you were initially having. At C0, Furina's max fanfare stack limit is 300, meaning that with level 10 talent and with max fanfare, she will provide up to 75% damage bonus and 30% healing bonus for your entire team. But this damage bonus does not affect reaction based damages such as hyper blooms, overload, swirl, etc. Now to her passive talents. Her passive one is a good form to provide party wide healing even if there is only a single healer that only heals the active character. Her passive 2 increases Furina's elemental skill damage by 0.7% for every 1000 HP that she have for a maximum of 28%. And it also increases her healing bonus up to 0.04% up to a total of 16%. Meaning that you can get the most out of a passive if you can get her to a maximum HP of 40,000. Now we will talk about her constellations, which are a great addition to her kit, but are not that much actually necessary as she is also a complete character even at C0. So starting with her constellation 1, it increases her fanfare limit to 400, meaning that she can provide up to 100% damage bonus now and gives 150 stacks of fanfare points whenever she uses her elemental burst, meaning that on using her elemental burst she provides an immediate of 37.5% damage bonus to the entire team. Nextly is a C2 and is one of the most amazing increase in her damage potential. C2 says that fanfare points gain is increased by 250%, so meaning that for every 1% change in HP, instead of 1, she will be getting a total of 3.5 fanfare points. And it also lets Furina's HP overflow, providing more buffs. So if you compare her with her initial constellations, C2 is a 42% increase over C1 in damage potential, whereas it's a whooping 59% damage increase over her Constellation 0. Her Constellation 3 is a simple increase of level 3 in her elemental burst. C4 provides more energy recharge, meaning her less energy hungry than she initially is. Her Constellation 5 increases her elemental skill level by level 3, providing a little boost in her damage potential. Nextly, the C6 and also the most important constellation of Furina, it provides Hydro Infusion to 6 normal, charged or plunging attacks of Furina after using her elemental skill. And the damage this Hydro Infusion attack does is actually based on 18% of Furina's max HP. And on using Oisa alignment, that is when she buffs the party, the Hydro Infusion attacks will also actually heal your current party member. And using all 6 attacks will nearly heal up to 60% of Furina's max HP to the entire team over the course of 15 seconds. Meaning that as the healing is based on Furina's max HP, it is more likely that the entire team will be on 100% HP when you use this Hydro Infusion attack in her Oisa or in her buffing form. And while in her Pneuma or healing form, the special Hydro Infusion attacks will deal damage based on 25% of Furina's max HP. So meaning that it also deals a large amount of damage, and doing this attack from this Hydro Infusion also takes a certain bit of HP from the characters, but the healing property from her initial elemental skill in Pneuma form actually sustains, so she also heals it again. So if we are to compare her damage potential, you get a total of nearly 25% damage increase over her Constellation 5, but you get a nearly 190% damage increase over her C0, and that is a really big number if you are to consider the potentials of a DPS and the support capabilities that she provides. And now if you are to talk about her talent priority, her elemental skill and elemental burst have a similar priority, so you should like to scale both of them at the similar level or the similar time. You would not like to increase the level of her normal attacks as they are not much relevant to her kit. So you would like to prioritize her skill and elemental burst. You would like to increase her essential level as high as possible to reach up to the 40k HP mark. And if you were to talk about the artifact positions, she will most likely like HP percent sands and HP percent goblets and a crit circlet depending upon the crit ratio. And these are all the best scenarios for her C0. If you go different on her constellations, like if you go for a C4 or a C6, the HP percent goblet can also be replaced with a hydro damage goblet, and in HP percent sense you can also use an ER sense if you are having issues with her energy recharge needs. And if you were to talk about her artifact sets, her best in class artifact set will be the new 4-piece golden troop, which provides her with a whooping 75% increase in her elemental skill damage while she is of field. And being in the support capabilities she is provided, she is not needed to be on the field much time. So you can get nearly up to 75% increase in her elemental skill damage using the 4-piece golden rope. You can also use any 2-piece combination of ER, HP, attack or hydro damage bonus. But Golden Troop is nearly 20% better than other artifacts with a similar stats on her artifacts. If we were to talk about her F2P weapons, so for F2P weapons, her best in class will be the Festering Desire. That was actually an event weapon in the early Genshin Impact stages. It increases elemental skill damage by 16% and provide up to 46% ER. So if you guys have it, that's a very great addition. But if you guys don't have it, you cannot actually get it is not available in the gacha system. It was only a limited time weapon from an event that happened in Genshin in the past. The next is the Fleuve Cendre Ferryman, and it is a weapon that can be obtained by fishing in the Fontaine region or the Fontaine Fishing Association. It provides 8% elemental skill crit rate and increases ER by 16% for 5 seconds after using elemental skill. And the substat also provides 46% ER, so it can help you a lot with your ER requirements. That is actually a must for Furina. Next is the Favonius sword. Even though with its low base attack, the Favonius sword is actually a very great addition for Furina, as it provides a 61.3% energy recharge and help with ER needs of nearly the entire team. As the damage of her elemental skill and her elemental burst is actually based on HP mechanism, you would not hate the base attack that you are getting in the Favonius sword, which is less than the weapons of the other category or the same category you are getting. Well, now we entered the most important part, that is her team and synergies. But I would like to disappoint you by saying that the number of teams that she can provide are actually a massive one, and we can't show all of those team variants in a single video. It will take a very big video, a very large video to show the team compositions that she can actually fit in. So instead of naming every character, every team that she will be a good fit in, so I'm just simplifying it by providing a roles for her teams that she needs. So if by simplifying the roles, all she needs is in the first slot is a on-field DPS, the second slot goes to Furina, the third slot goes to a party-wide healer, and the last spot is a flex spot. You can fit any type of characters that you suit or you like. It can either be a shielder, a crowd control character, or a party-wide buffer. And as per for the on-field DPS, Arlecchino is the only DPS that does not have that much of synergy with Furina. I mean, you can play her with Furina, but you wouldn't get that much value of using Arlecchino with Furina as the other characters, as Arlecchino is the only DPS character that cannot be healed during the combat. So she won't be able to get the full extent of the buff that Furina provides during the combat scenario. And if we are to name the best character she synergizes the best with, those are Xiangling, Gaming, Kazuha, Zhongli, Baiju, Neuvillette and Raidasli. Xiangling is actually a very good pyro applier, so she will be able to proc vaporize reaction a lot with Furina and will be getting a lot of buffs. And as per for Gaming, he also works on the mechanism of HP gain and HP lose, so he will be able to get the most out of Furina's HP based buffing mechanism as a on-field DPS. As per for Kazuha, well, Kazuha is Kazuha. He can fit in literally every team and can provide a lot of value. Nextly is for Zhongli. Apart from the shielding mechanism, he also decreases the elemental resistance of enemies, which can also help with the team DPS to deal a certain or a lot of damage. Baiju is one of the most amazing healers of the present time. He provides healing with both his elemental skill and elemental burst. Nextly is Neuvillette and Raidasli, as they both work on the mechanism of HP drain and HP lose. So they can also gain a lot of value out of Furina's buffing mechanisms. So these are all the artifacts, weapons, team synergies, and building strategies for Furina. And if you guys have any other doubts or any other thoughts about Furina's build guide or other characters, let me know in the comments. So until the next video and the next time, have a great time guys. Bye bye.